I'm standing at roughly the Sirsninas house and in the yard, and these are some of the remaining trees. The road came in through those trees. This is where their garden was. That's actually a pear tree. That's the Hartman's house, then our neighbors to the west. The house used to be about here. On the road went that way. And then turning around, there used to be a barn there. And the original direction, oops, I keep falling over. There's the cemetery in the distance. That's the cemetery. This used to be a garden, and pear trees grew there, or a pear tree that I usually ate from. And this is a Hartman house, taken sort of from Sirsninas direction. That's Pārsla walking. And there used to be an evergreen fence. I guess a fence line would be more properly. And guess what that is? Well, I guess we're going to drive a little closer to it next, so a little scan along the horizon. Not that there's nothing exciting. Here's Sirsninas house. And you can sort of see a little bit of the driveway. It's cemetery. There's some apple trees, pear trees, and then that's the old drive that used to have trees on both sides. Here's back to Hartman house. This is the end of the Hartman house, and sort of looking at the brick is not too exciting till you start looking and you realize, yes, those are bullet holes. And it's not too surprising. Of course, the house has been reconstructed, but only enough to live in. There's an old couple that are living in the house that we met. Apparently they're two of the daughters that live in England now. That's Pārsla heading towards the linden tree. I'm coming straight from Hartman, and there's a little darker section that one sees, and actually off to this direction from it, in the middle of field of view, is where the pond used to be, that area. I'm standing now, what was the field? It's kind of hard to say, towards the pasture direction. That's where the pond used to be. That sort of dip, I don't know how well it will show up in videos. And where I'm looking for is, we buried some china and silverware out around here, and I have come across 2 pieces of broken pottery. There's a tree out from where I think the dishes were buried. There's Pārsla standing guard. Top of the tree is down where Tonīte lives. In the stone pile next to Liepa, there's some piece of military hardware that's still torn up from Second World War. There's Tonīte. Yeah. There's Lejaspumpuri. Tonīte lives. Ivars. Today's a rather hazy, cloudy day, so here's a couple items of World War II. You see that was a shell. See where the center point was. That's all under the linden tree. What's underneath it? That's the branch that goes off to. And just had to change exposure to get something more from the tree than a shadow. I'll try a panorama, but I'll do it with telephoto. That's starting, I'm standing in the middle of the yard, what used to be the yard. That's the woods. Back off a little bit. Let's see, backing up this notch. Oops, wrong way. This is where the road used to go through. Go the other way. Boy, it's sure a hazy day. Surrounding